Hey folks, Fox here. So we've got the Dark Eldar Codex. I hope you guys are excited as I am. I know a lot of people have had reservations about this Codex. As much as I love the old one, this is one we have, so we gotta, take the units and make what we can of them. There's some great options in here. There's some options that, of course, we probably wished for. And there's certain units that we love that might not be as amazing as they used to be. But that's okay. There's other units in there that can be just as good and maybe even take over some of those roles. So, diving into the actual codex itself when it comes to the cover, I like the cover. It's nice. They did a great job. Every edition they seem to be doing that much better. I know a lot of people didn't like how the guy's holding his sword, but I got a kick out of it. Like the Eldar Codex, a lot of people like that one. I didn't care for the horns. Really, kind of not my thing. Eldar antlers are really, no, not my thing. So it does have a significant amount of fluff in here. We've got tons of fluff, just like any of the other codex. Some great artwork throughout. There's some great stories, great background. It talks about the cabals. It talks about the different the covens. It talks about the witch cults. Some great stories with some great artwork. Vect is in here too, so that's kind of hinting towards, we're probably going to be getting him in a Datafax or something along those lines. Now, I'm feeling this book is more kind of towards, warriors and raiders and stuff, so I would have felt that would be more of an Archon type thing, so I would have thought Vect would have been in here, but I guess not, whereas like the Coven one, so we'll have a bunch of homunculi in it, but we'll see. Harlequin fluff is in here, but they left the Harlequins out, so if you want Harlequins, go talk to the Craftworld guys. Again, some great fluff in here, lots of different stories, timeline. As always, beautiful pictures in here. Now, the army itself, like the other codex, how they're going, they're putting a lot of the information about the unit and how to buy them and all their different options just on one page. Kind of makes sense, because it kind of felt like you were flipping through to two different options. Although, when you're dealing at the back of the book, it was kind of nice to just quickly build a, an army list. But that's okay. Archon, still your staple. Awesome. Go out there and kill stuff, HQ. The court, I really should have double-checked this, but I really thought the court you had to go with one of each of the various different types of units that you can bring with the court. Now, all you need is one. So, like for myself, I have a Slith. I can bring him out and just kind of tag him up with my Archon, kind of like a little bodyguard. I want to get maybe one or two more and maybe a few others. We'll see. We'll see. I haven't played with the court very much, but I do look forward to kind of playing with it a bit more. Succubus, as far as witches go right now, I'm not sure how I'm feeling about that. I'm kind of feeling that maybe something's going to be happening in the future with them. I don't know, especially with us getting the Covens. We may get a supplement with them. Lilith, she's been kind of debuffed a little bit, nerfed a bit. She doesn't have as many amazing attacks as she used to, but she's got a half-decent Warlord trait, giving her an extra attack, and she does also have 5 base attacks, so not too bad. Her Warlord trait boosts up her weapon skill. Anyways, and she's a little bit cheaper too, which is kind of nice. You'll notice that with a lot of different units, they have come down in price, which is kind of how I feel Dark Eldar, go out there and just throw wave after wave into the run and drag back all the prisoners that you can. Homunculus is basically the ancient here. You don't have kind of like the little homunculus in training anymore. So they do kind of boost up the units that they do go into. So Power from Pain kind of works as a it goes off turns rather than accumulating it by how much you kill. So turn 1 starts off with nothing. Turn 2 you get Feel No Pain 6+, Feel No Pain 5+ on the following one, and so on. Rack here, holy smokes, he's got a bit of a buff. He has an area effect which basically does that. It kind of boosts up your Power from Pain. So on turn 1, you're starting as if you're on turn 2. So you have a 6+ Feel No Pain right from the get-go. So that's not too bad. It's not too bad. The Draz here, he's just as badass as he's ever been. I've never really fielded him. I've found that I can do a little bit more with the Archon, but he's still pretty impressive. So he is in the Codex. The Warriors, they're just Warriors as always. Again, a lot of the different units have been reduced in price. You can upgrade these guys to Trueborn, so there's always a potential of doing Venom spam. Speaking of Venoms, the Archon can take a Venom, which is kind of cool. The Venoms do come with Flicker Fields, but they don't have access to Night Shields. And you have to upgrade their twin-linked Splinter rifles to a cannon too if you want to really do it. But we're used to doing that already. Which is, they don't have the high-wire grenades anymore. That hurts. They were I'm going to go in there and I'm going to zap you to death, Mr. Big-Ass Tank. But not anymore for me. That's okay. I'm going to try and figure out something to do with my witches. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll see. We, of course, make it something. You can, of course, upgrade them to Blood Brides as well, but we'll see. They have reduced and changed a lot of their different weapons, like the Shard Impaler and the Net and whatnot. So, I'm not going to go into too many details because it is a limited amount of time that I do want to spend on this. Incubi, pretty much straightforward. To get 5 minutes, like 100 points or so. Mandrakes are a little bit better. Their cover save's pretty cool. They do have their shooting attack right from the get-go, which is kind of nice. Rax and Grotesque were something I really haven't played with before. Again, like I've been saying, with the Power from Pain the way it is, these guys are beefed up a little bit more. Same thing with the Kronos and Talos. But I'll have to let you guys really tell me how you're feeling about these as the days go on. The Beastmasters and their beasts, they've been kind of nerfed a little bit. I haven't really seen a lot of them. In 3rd edition, I loved bringing out my beasts. I had a bunch of them and played around with them, but I didn't really get into them too much once the 2010 Codex dropped. Raiders and Venoms can be taken as fast attacks. So that's kind of nice. You can start putting in, Harlequins in a Raider. You can put your Banshees in a Raider, of course, if you're playing Eldar as well. You can stick your, who were the other guys I was kind of thinking of? Dark Reapers in a Venom. So it can actually be pretty advantageous kind of playing with the both decks. And some people have been mentioning that, how both decks have been working together. Now, when you do get your Raiders, they do start off with a Disintegrator, so you kind of have to upgrade to a Lance. But it's very inexpensive when it comes to that. Venoms, they do get their Flicker Fields. Raiders do not. And Raiders get Night Shields, whereas Venoms not so much. So, one for the other. Reavers, I really love the unique ability they had where jumping over stuff and hitting things. That's taken away, but maybe this is kind of feeling a little bit more realistic, where they're kind of jumping in, going for a few hits, smacking them with the blade veins, and then taking off, hit, and run. So maybe that's feeling a little bit better. And it does feel kind of an assault role where kind of my witches are being taken out and my Reavers, I think, are being slotted in that whole close combat aspect. They're also pretty good to support a close combat. They come in, bang, hit, and then take off. Hellions, they've always been kind of a support when it comes to close combat, or a hit and then take a bunch of shots and then just die off, so my really good assault unit can jump in there and cut things up. The Razor Wing, kind of disappointed. Didn't get Vector Dancer. Not too surprised because, it's more of an Eldar thing. But I was kind of hoping we'd get something. But really didn't get anything with it. It comes with Disintegrators. You got to upgrade it to Lances. And it can't take a Flicker Field, so that's a little upsetting. But, oh well. What can you do? Scourges are pretty awesome. You can take 4 special weapons now, or you can toss on the 2 heavy or 4 heavy Haywires, or you can take 4 blasters, or a mixture of them. It's going to get pretty expensive box-wise, but I think I'm going to try it out with at least 2 Haywire and 2 blasters for the next little bit. Talos, Kronos, like I was saying, I don't know a lot about them, so I can't really comment much. A lot of prices have been coming down on different units. And they do have kind of nice abilities with their, let's see, the power from pain coming right off from the get-go when you have certain units on the table. Ravagers, you know, you got to upgrade them. They're disintegrators to lances. That's depending on how you want them to work within your army, depending on the rule you have set out for them. And then, of course, they can't take flicker fields, only the night shields. The bomber, little sad about the bomber, but not much you can do there. It has some great weaponry, but you know, the armor 10 kind of makes me a little leery, especially for the price that you have to go with after kind of outfitting it. But what can you do, right, guys? I really hope that some people have some great time with this bomber and really make it their own. But until then, we'll see. We'll see. So the only other thing I really wanted to kind of make a quick mention out, I didn't want to get into too much about all the various different items and stuff. I'll let you guys kind of jump in there and take a look at them. There are some great ones. We've got some AP2 stuff, AP3 stuff, and certain things that have been kind of nerfed around a bit. But I did want to talk about our only formation right now, and this is very warrior heavy, where you're having an Archon, a Court. You're going to be throwing in Incubi, a Raider, 6 units of warriors, Scourges, and why did they do Hellions? They should have done Bikes, but a unit of Hellions. Bikes would have been just perfect for this, I think. But anyways, there are a few restrictions. You do have to make sure that everyone's in kind of Raiders or Venoms. And then some of the special rules that you get is right from the get-go. The entire army is starting off with Feel No Pain 6+. As long as your Archon's alive, of course. And then, of course, you have a Hunting from the Shadows, which kind of helps out with night fighting. So your or even just your cover saves kind of boost them up. And then, of course, finally, being able to re-roll for certain things when it comes to your Real Space Raider special rule. But speaking of that, let me show you what I've put together real quickly for my army and this formation. So for the formation, I've been able to get about 1,500 points worth put in here. So not too bad. So the 6 groups of warriors, some Incubi, my Archon and a single court member, my Hellions, and a bunch of Raiders, and an old school Ravager, and some Venoms with my Scourges. Now, talking a little bit about the Warlord traits, they're kind of nice. A few little buffs here and there, but overall not as fantastic as maybe some of the others. The combat drugs are okay. There isn't a silly running one, so when you get your jet bikes out there, you're not kind of thinking, oh great, I can... I've got a running ability, yay. Yeah, Power from Pain's pretty cool. So overall, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, it's just a first impression. I'm happy I got the book. I'm not 100% sure on what I'm going to be doing, but I'm going to try this out and see how it goes and see if I can make the best of it. You know, a codex is only as bad as the player, I suppose. So this codex is going to be pretty crap because this player sucks. So with that said, guys, I've got the data cards too. They're pretty neat. But really, the missions or the mission cards for the Dark Eldar, they're just recycled other missions, except for one where they nominate the an objective and one of their HQs as a target, and then you get victory points. So other than that, they're just rehashed and renamed ones, so I wasn't too impressed. Anyways, with that said, comment, like, pass around, and let me know how you're feeling about the decks. Talk to you later. Bye now.